Hi, I'm Natasha Farrant. I'm the author of Voyage of the Sparrowhawk, and I'm here today to answer some of your questions. I live in London in the United Kingdom, and there are many, many things I love about living in London. But what I love the most, I think, is the River Thames, which is huge and powerful and sweeps through all the way through the city. And whenever I walk along it, I feel part of the history of the city, and I feel kind of powerful too. Maybe it sounds odd, but if you ever walk along the Thames at high tide, you'll understand exactly what I mean. I think the book I admire the most is Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. It clocks in about 2,000 pages, and I have read it 3 times now. And every single time I read it, it's like a completely different book. I don't know how he does it, but it's just amazing. And maybe I'll read it a fourth time. Who knows? The book that changed my life, well, the first book to change my life, I think, was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. That moment when Lucy walks through the wardrobe for the first time and steps into Narnia, that was the moment when I realized just how big books can be, how far they can take you, how deep into other imaginary worlds. And that was the moment when I decided I wanted to be a writer. My favorite movie is Casablanca because everything about it is perfect. It's dramatic, it's touching, it's romantic, it's about war and love and sacrifice. But every shot, every line, every glance serves the story, so that by the time you get to the end, it's so tense and so satisfying and so beautiful. So yeah, Casablanca, up there, perfect. Really hard, really hard to beat that one. My favorite things to do are to read, no surprise there, and to walk either in the woods or by the sea. If I wasn't a writer, I would want to work with trees. I'm not sure doing quite what, but I would want to work with trees, planting them and tending to them and leaving a sort of legacy for the future. And why? Because the thing that exercises me the most really now all the time is the climate and ecological crisis. And so I would want to do something to leave the world better than I find it. I was interested in writing children's books because I was such an avid reader as a child. Um, in a sense, writing children's books now helps me recover that child reader that I was. Um, Strangely, writing children's books is the closest I get to experiencing stories as I did when I was a child. I don't snack when I'm writing. What I do is I make endless cups of herbal tea that I don't drink. So by the end of the day, I've just got lots of cups of half full cups of cold tea on my desk. I guess that means I'm very concentrated when I'm writing. Yes, I have sailed on a narrowboat. They are big, slow, heavy, clunky things to sail, and we rented a narrowboat for when I was researching Sparrowhawk, and I was really bad at driving it. In the end, I just got my husband to, because anytime we did anything remotely technical, I just panicked. I drove the boat into a bank. I reversed the boat into another boat. And in the end, he just said, look, why don't I drive? So yeah, I have sailed on a narrowboat, but I prefer being driven on a narrowboat to driving it myself. I would like to go to a lovely party at Moon's house, overlooking the river and watching the sun go down and drinking champagne with lots of delightful people. And then when it's over, I would like to go down to the Sparrowhawk and lie on the roof and look at the stars. So yeah, I'm greedy. I want to do both.